We are live. Today we are chatting to Tommy and Tracy. Thanks, guys, for coming along. We sort of have wanted to get you guys on for a long time now to try and show some of the support.
Oh, shit. That's why you haven't got us on. It just went live on my screen just now.
It's mostly because Tommy's too reckless. No, we have been trying to organize something for a long time, but with all the time zones and stuff, just hasn't really come about. So we thought 2020, let's get the people that have supported us so greatly on and chat a little bit about their vision and what they want to be doing in the reselling community, because I think you guys are probably the first group of people that we've found that have sort of really started to reach out into Australia and UK and try and grow that community. So I guess do you guys want to firstly, I don't know, Tracy, firstly introduce yourself and then sort of talk a little bit about your channel, and then we'll move into that sort of group stuff?
Okay, I'm Tracy and I go by YouniquelyMe on YouTube. I started my channel doing jewelry, got out of that real fast, and I'm just trying all different kinds of things. But the most fun thing I do is the lives, and Tommy and I have collaborated a lot with that, and it's just kind of changed everything for the YouTube space. And Tommy's the one with the international vision. Honestly, it's all him. So I'm just glad I'm on the coattails of that. But I started my channel in March, and it's growing just the way I want it to with the right people. But I really thought we were here for a 10-hour auction, so I'm going to have to leave now.
I don't think we'll be doing one of those anytime soon. I think Dwayne's probably lost his voice for about 2 years.
We can't do it without him.
We can't do it without Dwayne. So, and Tommy?
My name is Tommy Bernhard, and I go by Tommy Bernhard, Tommy Bernhard, Tommy Bernhardt, or however anybody wants to chop it up. I go by any of those. And I started in August, I think, August on YouTube.
Yep.
And I had the international vision. I just needed someone with a prettier face, so I found Tracy. And, and so,
congrats.
That's basically it.
Yeah, there's a lot more to the story than that, so we will get into that in a second. I will say g'day to everyone in the chat. Let them know we're thankful for them being here. Cajun Reseller was first in.
Ooh.
Thanks for coming along. Chernox Connection, Chris is in.
Hey,
Florida
Chris.
Picker.
Hey, Dalton.
Someone named Aussie Thrifters, don't know who they are.
Kick him out.
Money Medical UK, Andrew. Citizen Styles. Look, Mom Hustling, Drew and Sarah. Good to see them drop a video again after Christmas. I know they've been real busy with their jobs and stuff, so good to see them again. A couple of pickers have dropped in. G'day, Lisa. YouniquelyMe. I think that's Tracy, somebody.
Somebody, I don't know.
CQ. Chris, thanks for coming along, Chris. Your best you. DVG, Leanne, Nazcar Man, Mother's Mustache, Ken Skeets. Whoa, that's not Ken Skeets.
It starts moving, right?
Yeah.
Jump hard. I'll try and Ken Skeets, Bum Crack Picker, g'day BCP, Swamp Picker, Jennifer Hayes. Man, it's going all over the shop here. Kelly, the Econ Mom.
Did you see Michelle?
We flipping good stuff. Man.
Whoa.
I don't know what's going on here. Martin Sheridan, Fat Girl Sewing. And it just jumped again. So if I missed your name, I'm sorry. D's in as well. Econ 101 and a heap of other people. So sorry if I've missed your name. The chat is jumping all over the shop.
Good effort.
Yeah.
And Bumcrack has pointed out that I missed one. Tommy Bonehard, evidently.
Yeah,
well, that's probably more commonly known, I suppose. So 46 viewers watching. So thanks for coming along today, guys. Really appreciate everyone stopping by. Obviously, we have some questions for Tommy and Tracy, but I think the main thing is that before we get into the story, we personally wanted to thank you guys for all the support that you've not only shown to us, but a lot of other Australian resellers. I know you guys have a vision to sort of grow as a group, and I think that's great for everybody, and it really sort of shows who the true people are that want to support each other. And also your great support on the auction live. It was incredible to see the community come together like that.
Absolutely.
And your contribution to that. I know Tracy was the one that sort of contacted Dwayne to get him on board. Tommy sharing a lot of stuff, and both you auctioning stuff off and bidding. So,
well, you guys did a great job too. Power to you.
I think, just everyone coming on board was amazing. So
it was very touching.
Yeah. So you guys did sort of touch very quickly there about what you guys have done and where you guys are heading. So I think it's important that we sort of actually discuss that a bit further. So you sort of said, you guys you wanted to see what else was going on outside of America. So I guess you said you started in August, so your channel has grown incredibly quick, and I'm sure that with your morning show coming up, it's only going to continue to grow.
Oh, yeah.
So what was your vision with the nightly lives? I know you guys sort of put it together as a place where people could come and be themselves. Do you want to talk a little bit about the night show?
After hours.
You want me to go? Yeah. Well, I just found that it was suffocating being in channels. People couldn't be who they were. I knew who they were outside of the channel. I had private talk, stuff like that. They're totally not the same person. Not that they're faking anything on the screen. They're just conforming to society, politically correct, PG-13, whatever. Yeah. And in my growing up, I fell in love with a radio DJ, Howard Stern, here in America. He's the biggest radio person in the world. And he has like 30 million people that tune into him every day. Wow. And he's 60 some years old and still has 18 and 20 year olds watching him. So it's amazing what he's done in transformed radio. And I just thought like, wow, this is what's missing in the community. Like there's no one that just says it how it is, really. And I know that wouldn't be for everyone. I knew that going in. It would be a dividing line. You're either coming or you're not coming. And because some people just are offended by a lot of things, and they can't take a joke, and they don't want to take jokes. And in all fairness, I really only sent like 30 women naked pictures. I just talk addiction on the air. So it's not really, it's all just kind of a smoke screen. But that's kind of it. And it was like, so if I could combine my two favorite things, and then I found Tracy, and we just hit it off like day one. And I thought she would be perfect once I figured out that she wasn't who she was on the air really either. She was just pretending to be a jewelry person.
To be fair, you don't just put that out there right away. Nobody does, and nobody did. And it's not like you're like that all the time anyway. That's just how you portray it to get your show done.
Right. It's like, but you don't know it better. You think that's what you have to do, right? Everyone thinks we watch everyone. This is what we have to do to conform. To be accepted into this. Well, I was like, well, what if we just start our own? Just, and it might work or it might not. It might fail miserably. We don't know, and it still might fail.
Yeah.
We'll give a quick shout out to Florida Flipper for the 199
Oprah's in the house.
Super chat. Oprah in the house.
Thanks, Dalton.
Thanks, mate.
I'm sorry. My husband's phone is in here. I'm going to run it to him real quick. Sorry, I'm terrible.
That's fine. It was cool to see Dalton on a lot of Josh's channel the other day.
Yeah.
That was quite cool. I think a lot of Josh dropped out at some point, so he had to run the channel on his own.
He just took over.
That's happening a lot lately. It's crazy how much that's going on right now.
Yeah, so
Tracy does it to me all the time, just like this.
And Tracy, and we'll probably spike the views as well. So why not? So yeah, you sort of touched on there, and we'll get Tracy to sort of come back in and have a chat about it as well. But you sort of wanted to be that place where people could go and just be themselves and not have to worry about, what was going on. And I think that that's what it's really become, is that safe place where everyone can come and chill out and, have a bit of a laugh, but still sort of talk a little bit about reselling. And
the first week was like just insane. Like the things that shows turned into like counseling sessions.
In-depth behaviors, I think.
Yeah, like counseling sessions. Like the very first couple of shows, we had one show where people were talking about how they beat addictions. And there's people that I've been talking to for a year or, before, YouTube. And you never even knew that they had an addiction in the past. Right. Which it was actually like just tearful to see people be able to talk about it and say it. Because it's like at that time I was like, well, what other chat could they just go in? They couldn't go into a live working hangout of, someone that was big a year ago and just start talking about their addictions or, how hard it is to conquer that every day of their life. Yeah. But then when one person somehow it came out, and I wish I remembered how you come to realize there's a lot of issues people have and now or have dealt with in this community that we were never aware of ever. And you would never know. And it was just like, that was kind of like the eye opener. Like there's a lot more to this than just box of tape and, cost of goods.
No, I think you're right, and I think it's provided that sort of launch pad for a lot of people to come and just share what's going on with them. And you guys have had a lot of people on your channel sort of talking about a lot of different things. So I think it's become that sort of safe place where people can come and just sort of share. And I guess, Tracy, like, what has it done for you over the last?
For me, I think I see it, of course, I'm the only one that drinks on the damn show, but I see it as the bar that we go out after work and we go and share our lives with each other. After, it's that kind of setting, whether I don't drink every night on there, obviously, but it's that kind of setting where you can get to know somebody a little better and deeper, and it's kind of a safe space, and it's not for everybody. Absolutely. We never intended it to be, ever. We always, when somebody suggests our channel, because it does happen often, people say, you should check out Tommy, it's on his channel at night all the time.
I kind of cringe. I'm like,
I know, we both do. And it's getting better. I don't cringe as much now. We've tried to reel it back and kind of hone it into acceptable behavior, maybe somewhat.
but it's like
it was very rough. It was pretty harsh.
But even like not to, and it sounds kind of like, I hope it doesn't come off like conceited, because but my most favorite thing ever so far was one night because sometimes you miss someone in the chat, right? You just miss people. You can't see everything. You get 50, when you start off 10, 20, 30 people, it's kind of easy to keep up. Yeah. But when it starts hitting 50, 60, 70, and Dwayne's on his period, you just...
Dwayne dropping dots in the chat.
One night I just, out of the blue, randomly did what everyone does. And how people just ask people by nature, how you doing? You don't really mean it. You don't really, it means nothing at the end of the day. You're just kind of like, how you doing? Well, one night I did that in there, and I asked Michelle Lathan how she was doing. And she literally did, I don't know if you remember that. Do you remember that? And,
we caught the back end of it because we're actually outsourcing that day. But for you guys to do what you did for her on such short notice, that was incredible. So do talk a bit more about
and
that.
It was like, that was just another one that just showed I don't know how to explain it. Just made it even more
she felt safe enough. She felt safe.
Yeah, she felt safe enough. And that was early on too. That was early on. So, and Michelle, I've known Michelle since, Justin's morning show. She's one of the best mods in the world. Her and BCP are probably the two best mods in the world. Definitely. And just for her, she doesn't know me as a person. She just sees us cutting up, acting a fool, and she still felt okay enough to tell us what was really going on. And then, other people, it wasn't just us, other people, NASCAR man,
Tommy
2.0, the bargain effect. They started an auction because we couldn't.
I believe it was less than 24 hours later, we were running an auction for Michelle on YouTube, and it was very successful. She didn't really need that much, and we exceeded the goal we needed very quickly.
And it just shows, even as far as your auction, that auction, even though resellers are the cheapest bastards in the world, when something matters, it becomes more than them. They take them every day. Yeah, so people were bidding double what the shit was worth on your auction to help out. It's blowing my mind.
Yeah, it literally, that seeing what you guys did for Michelle, and then what everyone did for the bushfires last weekend. I think really opened our eyes and told us we're in the right place. Because I guess you see all the support you're getting and stuff like that, but until you have something like that where everyone is just literally giving everything they have to support somebody else, and a lot of people spent a lot of money and gave a lot on that night, and I know that people are still trying to recoup that to help pay for their
and the thing people don't talk about enough is most resellers are broke. They don't live. Resellers aren't out on yachts, dude. They're not out there's very few. There's no resellers in the 1%. It's not happening. Most of them are just can't really deal with corporate America, and not all, but most. And they work for themselves and they make enough to get by and have fun, But most aren't really living a lavish lifestyle at the end of the day. I mean, that's the honest truth behind it all.
Yeah, and like Dwayne said, resellers will fight over a dime and then give $1.
Perfect.
Well, and the thing is, like, okay, Michelle does so much for the community. She's in so many chats. Being a moderator, she's very, very good at it. She will translate people that come in that don't speak English. I mean, she just goes above and beyond. She deserved it more than, you know, it doesn't happen all the time for everybody who's struggling. But Michelle was special, and that's realized, and she deserved it.
But I think that also becomes an addiction for them, to where they are so good, and they think that we need them, and which I'd hate to say we don't need them, because we love having them and we do need them.
Yeah.
But their business and their life is more important. And they sacrifice their reselling. And I don't care what they say. They can say it doesn't, but I know it has to hurt their business. Selling them. And
I was talking to BCP the other day, and he was saying, like, after live, he was saying that his car was off the road and all that sort of stuff. You know, we were sort of chatting back and forth, and you know, you don't really realize like the hours that they put in, because you see them on your channel, you see them on other channels, but they're like, especially BCP and Michelle, they're everywhere, wherever you go, dropping
time
links,
is money,
right?
Like almost 24 hours a day. Like it's insane how much work they do.
And they're paying, like, you know, we'll all be there too, but you'll see us like not say anything sometimes for 10, 20, 30 minutes because we're doing work while we're there. They're actually paying undivided attention to the chat, and you know, and
I want them to not do that as much. I want them to succeed in business. Honestly, I love having them there, but I hope they realize they don't have to go so far.
I don't believe that, Bumcrack. You have to be at my show all the time. Just leave Tracy.
Speaking of the chat, a few more people have jumped in. I saw Rod Lobsters jumped in as well. Marie, Alexis, Justin, and Larry I saw pop in. BCP and Dwayne, as we said. Nate as well. A whole bunch of people. Jennifer, Jacob, and Miles Mustache. We said it earlier as well. So yeah, thanks heaps for coming along. And like you guys said, I think it is important that when people have great mods like that, that you know you do respect and try and support them as well, which is something that you guys sort of put out there a while back, especially around BCP and dropping his PayPal link in to sort of, you know, show him some support, because
he's still mad at me for that, but oh well.
But the thing is, the people that want to give to people like that will, and no one, like, I know that BCP doesn't expect it at all, but
no,
I think that's what sort of drives people to give. Like, I know that we were more than happy to give him even just a little bit to try and say thank you for what he's done for not only us, but the greater community. So having people like that a part of your channel has probably also helped sort of expand not only your channels, but other people coming to your channel and finding you as well. So
I've actually messaged at least 10 times now. I've sent feedback to YouTube that, because I think the wrenches are just like the word love. People just hand them out now. They don't, it's just people want it for no reason. Like, most people don't know how to use it, don't use it, don't pay attention on their phone. They can only do limited things, you know, or can react differently. But I think it would be much better if you could do like kind of like a waitress or a waiter type deal with your show, where if your super chats, a percentage of it would go to the moderators, and you only need like certain amount of moderators per channel, versus having everyone in your whole chat a moderator. I think that, you know, so far YouTube has never responded once, but I keep blasting them every couple of weeks.
They definitely wouldn't want to be trying to live off it, but
no, but it's just an appreciation, you know what I mean? Like, if they're spending their time and they make, you know, $5 or $10 here and there, you know.
And if 100 channels has a mod that modern, then which is probbe the case for BCP.
BCP, I think it's 192 right now.
Yeah, it's insane. And look, he's dropping little links.
I know, right?
You can chill out, BCP. Just have some fun.
He's so good. He does sprinkle it around. Like when Tommy and I were working on getting to 1,000, you know, we'd be in other chats all over the world, and he's there putting our.
He's dropping them in like big chats. It made me cringe when he did it. I'm like,
because that's when you can't type in and go, "Watch out for us," because we're not everyone's cup of tea. Okay.
Oh man, he don't care. He has no fear of where to put them. Like anywhere, he does not care. And that's because everyone respects him. So
I will say that I have dropped your guys' links in the description. So if people aren't subbed to Tommy and Tracy, please head over, show them some support. They really helped us grow. So if you can please show them the respect and support back. Both have really great channels. The morning show has just kicked off over on Tracy's channel as well. Mm-hmm. So we did want to touch on that a little bit as well. So the morning show is something you guys have only sort of kicked off in the last week and a half.
2 weeks.
I think we're 3 shows in. Mm-hmm. And we showed up for 2.
We've been
I'm teasing Tommy. He was sick. I'm going to be fair.
Yeah, we'll give him a break. We'll cut him some slack this time. But yeah, I think
diarrhea is a real bitch. I mean, you can't
yeah, well, I'm happy for him. But as long as I get my Tommy feel, that's all that matters. It is a difficult time for us, but we do try and watch back. So I do want you guys to sort of talk a little bit about what the morning show is for and how you're sort of differentiating that from the evening show that you guys do, and why you've sort of brought that on board as well.
Well, we typically don't have Tommy had a vision for the night show, of course, like Howard Stern was his vision and international. This is just something we wanted to try to reach out to different people we haven't met yet. And I'm less focused on direction, and it's on my channel, so I don't know where it's going to go. We're really just there because I feel like the morning is a really good time to refresh and kind of decide what you're going to do that day and get started. And it's always good to do that with something on the background. We're all here addicted to YouTube a little bit. Yeah. So just more than others. I'm guilty. But it's just a good place to discuss things and get people motivated. And I love the chats because they give you ideas of what you can do to change. And I don't know, it's just been fun so far. I don't know. It's got a lot of room for growth. I'll say that. It's very early. I'm not quite as chipper that early. Learning is a little tricky. But I think we'll probably add topics to the morning show, a very loose topic, where in the evening, we don't typically have topics. We did for a while, kind of, but
we never did one. We never completed one ever.
Yeah, let that go. I kind of want the morning to have a loose-based topic that we maybe touch on for, I don't know.
I think we're going to do a couple of weeks of talking about cables and how much, which cables to look out for.
I liked it. It's not going to be for everyone either.
We had a whole entire show was to hear the first show or second show, one of the other second show, and was about cables, like which cables to look out for.
Only the last half of the show, but I don't know cables, so it was really good for me. And there were a couple chicks in there.
And I think a few people hung themselves with said cables, but I'm not sure at the end.
I liked it. And, that's the thing. I don't stress about people. If they don't like it, that's fine. Like, I'm not going to stress about it. It's going to have to be me. It's not going to be a show that I've created for somebody else, Just like today, I did that just to niche down, and on my channel, I just wanted to niche down and do a little bit of research. And I've been wanting to do that for so long. I was lucky enough. Lisa came in the chat and she jumped in with me, but that's because I wanted to do it. That wasn't, but I also thought somebody else might get some value out of this. So I might as well do it live because I'm going to do it anyway. And that's kind of how I feel the morning will be, is let's just go live, get started with our day, and then we'll keep it shorter than the evening,
It's a whole different crowd too, a whole different crowd.
Yeah. And they haven't found us yet either. That morning crowd hasn't found us yet. But hopefully they will, and hopefully they like it. And like I said, if they don't, that's fine.
Yeah,
there's a lot of value in it. There wasn't a lot going on in the morning for a while, and then there was a lot going on in the morning. So Tommy and I had been discussing this for quite a while, and we just thought, okay, let's just do it. You can't work around everybody's schedule on YouTube. No. You just can't.
You really can't.
Yeah, it's impossible to even catch all the lives now, because we've found so many channels, mostly through you guys and over in UK, like Zahir and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. And there's a lot of people going live now. It's almost impossible to catch up with everyone that you want to. And then you don't have enough hours in the day to watch stuff back either. So even your guys' show, I want to watch as much as I can, but I've only caught probably, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes of those episodes because trying to find that space inside a day. I'm watching and then someone else goes live and I'm like, oh man.
And you don't want to miss a live because you don't want to, it's so hard to miss a live. And that's the thing. It feels like when we started this, there wasn't as many lives going on. We had free reign. when we started, like when we found you all, and there wasn't that many lives going on, and then all of a sudden it's like, boom! Now it's impossible. There's a live going every hour now. It's like,
and I think you guys can take some sort of a good chunk of credit for that, because I think before you guys, I'd seen 1 or 2 lives, but it wasn't really on the same sort of level, and it wasn't really the same sort of atmosphere. So I think you guys have created like a really good core, and you kind of just drag people in. Everyone's like, oh, I want some of that as well. Like, I want to have that interaction with people. I want to be a part of that community. And
people who have said that they're too shy have gotten very, very good encouragement over on Tommy and Tracy's chat.
And that's the thing. Like, some people just come out like, I think we've done really good. We found some really amazing people that like, and we've all, if you think back, like what I talked to you off air about, how trying to grow as one instead of, you know, just one solo person, as a team kind of. Yeah. We all kind of had similar subscribers when we started, when we found you and Rod and like I said with Tracy and I, when we found Rod, there were 7 people in his chat, and 2 of them were trolls, or 3 of them were trolls. And literally, and we fell in love, like literally fell in love, and we're like, all right, we love this guy and you guys, and then and it just keeps going and going. And some are harder. Like we wanted to do this same with Drew and Sarah, but their schedules, I don't know what if they're running drugs on the weekends or what. They're like the busiest people in the world.
They have like very limited time to source because of their retail jobs. And then over Christmas, it was impossible because retail and Christmas just.
Yeah, and I think that they even said on their quick little video the other day, like Christmas was just hectic for them. They haven't been able to put out content, but they're looking forward to bringing some stuff this year. And I know they're looking at new markets and stuff. So we're interested to see what happens with them this year. And I think they're just going to keep growing.
I would love to, like, for all of us to give them the same, because, you know, Drew's editing is amazing. You know, he set a different bar. And I think you guys have even, like, you changed your whole game. And I think Drew had a lot to do with that. Because
absolutely. You're only as good as your competitors.
Yeah, and, he is like
not that we like are trying to compete with them or anything, but you see the quality that they're bringing. You're like, well, why can't I do that? Like, why can't I'm never going to be as good as Drew, because
he has a passion that's just there.
But
that's how you all grow together.
I feel like
that's what I'm saying. It's like even as far as the subscribers, even take it a step further, having this group of people together, kind of each raise everyone's game, right? Like everyone's game keeps going. Yeah, right. And that's exactly. So, you know, me and Andrew are the best editors there is so far. But, you know, if you haven't noticed, we don't have any edited videos. Andrew has pre-recorded, but they're not edited. They're just recorded.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. The people around you are the people that will sort of graft you in the way that you grow as well. So I definitely have Drew and Sarah to thank for pushing us to a new level in our videos. And I want to get better again. And I know that they're pushing to get better and better again. So it's cool. And then you see, and you just see like other channels as well. You look at Rod's growth with the Wednesday Waffle and what he's providing there, and all the other channels that are up and coming. It's awesome to see what they're doing.
But then there's like other people that I want to do the same. Like I want that they deserve it too. Mel, she's the hardest working woman in like the world. I mean, she might be a little hungover today, but we won't hold it against her.
I did see her pop in at the start, but I'm sure she's working now. So.
Yeah, she might be taking care of her headache with her cheetah print. Last night. Back from burnout. Her and Bron have started that Tuesday live, which is really cool. Again, I struggle to get there because of work, but I'd try to pop in and say hey. But it's really cool to see. You know, that they're now in a position where they feel like they can go live and be a part of it. And it's really cool that, you know, they've taken that step, because I think Mel has a lot to bring, and her dedication and ability to get through stuff.
They bounce off of each other, and
she's in bed with headphones on.
That's the way.
Poor Mel.
And the most interesting thing is she's going to be one to really keep your eye on, because everyone's going to learn something, because she is on a whole different level than everyone else. She's tapped out. She has to figure out a way to scale now.
But she's more motivated than a lot of us too, and that's what I like about her.
She's out of hours, out of inventory. You know, she can't source anymore because she can't list anymore, because she can't sell anymore because she's one person. So she says,
barely store it.
She's at that critical point where it's like you either find some other way to source stuff, which is going to be hard, or you scale and get people on board, and then you got to pay them. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with
It's going to be I'm very excited. I keep yelling at her that you don't have to buy clothes, you can buy other things, and I'm buying clothes, damn it. She tells me that. So we'll see.
Well, yeah, I mean, something has to change. Whatever it is her choice, but something you're there, and I think she does pretty good. So maybe she just wants to keep there, but I know she doesn't.
Game One's dropped in as well, so they've recently popped into the reselling community. They actually did a live last night with
Retro Gamer
Girl to raise some funds for Wise as well. So thanks guys for being part of that.
That was fantastic.
What channel was it on, Brad?
It was Retro Gamer Girl. So they went across to their gaming community and tried to raise funds that way and did some live gaming and stuff. It was pretty cool to watch. I think we watched about 2.5 hours before we had to have a nap. But
that was brilliant.
Yeah, it was really cool to see them on there. So thanks for that, guys. I'm sure the animals really appreciate that. So that was really cool. I will point out, and this is something that you guys have just done without me even realizing, you're talking about everyone else, which is what you guys do a lot of the time because you're so kind in your time and you want everyone to grow. So I'm going to try and bring it back to you guys because this show is about you and not about, all the great things that everyone else is gaining from what you guys have done. So we'll try and bring back.
We don't really like to take credit for much, but the one thing I do think we did was let people know it's okay to let loose on YouTube a little, and that you don't have to be straight edge and you can cuss if you need to.
And there's so many things that we were told, like people will still to this day, I'll see brand new people like on their first YouTube, you can't say any bad words, you can't do anything, you can't do this, or YouTube's going to shut you down. So we just went all out as hard as we could.
If we were going to shut someone down, they would have shut that down. Okay.
Like we actually are like so mild compared to the first week. It's so.
We were very nasty.
Yeah, I hadn't really realized that. Like I hadn't really thought about how it had changed over the last 3 or 4 months, but now I think back at what it was the first few times I was there. Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, you have to realize, especially in America, I think more so than overseas, you're very harshly judged for this. Okay, it does come, but we were both prepared for that too.
Yeah.
So anyone else that maybe doesn't handle judgment well may not want to do that. I mean, I want to clarify that because you will be judged and you will turn people off, and that's fine with me. I can handle it. And I know
if you have 5 people watching you or 5,000, there's going to be people that are jealous over those 5 people, and for some unknown reason, because they'll watch everyone if you're the right person. You can't be mad at someone else's success or jealous over someone else's success. And again, in the U.S., that's what we see a lot. People do not work together very often, other than the ones that you see have come aboard and that we talk to and interact with. And there might be more that we haven't found. Like we just found more last Joey and Robin, and Mel was already in there somehow and found them somehow. Mel, there were 7 people in their chat, and Mel was one of them.
Nah.
How? I never heard of them yet, and Mel was there.
They are good people.
Yeah, and they're really good people, want to help out, and they're just starting out, and it's going to be again, that just fuels me more to watch them grow and see.
I know.
Like it.
And they're fun to watch, but like Joey's great with knowledge, and Robin is just a bundle of energy, which I need in my life. I need people around me like that. Maybe some people, can't handle that, but that gets me moving to see somebody so excited about eBay, because Tommy and I aren't always that excited.
I will get to what's happened with Tommy in a little bit.
A couple of pickers again. I totally. They're like 2 of our favorites now, and they were very small when Tracy found them. Tracy found them and tried to hide them from me, so she could.
I just needed a chat that Tommy wasn't in every now and then.
and they've just totally started blowing up because they're real. They're real. I mean, and
totally themselves.
Yeah, they're just real. Though their mistakes, they're whatever. And again, and they're at another exciting point for me is to watch. I get thrills out of this. Someone who's come to a point where they're going to determine how their business is going to change, because they've got to a certain point where they need to do something for various reasons, mainly because eBay's changed, and now they need to either conform or whatever. So that's going to be very exciting this year to watch, along with Mel and many other people.
Yeah.
I think
something Tommy talks about a lot is that the platforms change, and if you don't change with it, or at least try to figure out what the heck they're doing, then that's the end.
And if you do figure it out too well, then it might just kick you off. So
exactly, you don't want to succeed too hard.
So that's probably a perfect segue, actually. So for those that don't know, and we'll try and keep it reasonably concise.
Don't get me going.
But last year, you went through your stage where you had your main store, and then you had a second store, which you were running a lot of tests on. You're very analytical, which is why I think we see a lot of eye to eye, because I think we both we want to understand what's going on. We want to know what's causing things to happen. So you transitioned a whole bunch of your listings and deleted them off your old account, moved them across to your new account, and go ahead and tell everyone what ended up happening.
What happened, Tommy?
Well, everyone knows with the item specifics gate and everything other gate that they had, just glitch gate, we'll call it. Every glitch there was happened because eBay's always changing something. eBay's platform, we know several people, and Joey and Robin, the new people we met, they've actually been told the same thing now because they get access to people inside of eBay. Shazad gets access to people inside of eBay because he's a titanium seller, which is something none of us can even dream of. It's 100,000 pounds a month or dollars or whatever a month, or I don't know what you got to have to get there, but that's where he's at. So you get a whole different tier of people to talk to that are a team kind of for those people. He gets to go to eBay, talk to engineers, things like that. And two people now have told us they've spoke to coders that do the actual coding for eBay, and their system is so antiquated, they have to manually just put patches over top of patches over top of patches. It's not like new software. So every time they do something, it breaks something else. It's all tied together. It's not separated. So, and it's unfixable. They've all admitted it's not fixable. It's like 1990s architecture, not fixable. And that's why they've had to change like their terms of service, where they can't guarantee everyone's listings are going to be viewable. It's right in their terms of service now. And things like that.
And they also said that we would have to build a new, a whole new, what's the term? Yeah. And they aren't going to.
Right. They're not going. They have no plans on doing this to fix it, to make it better. So so basically what that tells you is eBay needs to grow because they're falling behind, but they can't because they won't fix it they can't have any more people really sell because that still only has that percentage. Everyone says it's 1% of all items are viewable at the same time. We don't know that for a fact, but it's just a number to use. And so if you get 100,000 more sellers, all that does is make other people's listings less viewable from your own inventory. There's no more space. It doesn't get better for the sellers ever. It's never going to get better from here on out unless they redo everything. So basically what I did was, once that happened, my store died. It tanked, like totally. Yours was down 70%.
Everybody's was dying, remember?
We had a talk. Yours was down 70%.
In clothing,
a whole fortnight,
and it was mine was down like 50 or I don't remember, 57 I think, which I've never seen anything like that. I can always adapt. You've always been able to adapt. Everyone knows what happened. eBay doesn't know for some reason. They didn't see it. So I had heard that people were having success doing this. He stumbled across, and I don't even know how, that people were actually what they were doing was just delisting their whole store, leaving it for 24 hours and relisting. So I took it a step further, and I went to another store with the same exact listings, just copy. It was only like 250 listings. It was not anything crazy. Well, from going from $500, I was running around like 2,000 a week down. My store dropped to 500. Then at the bottom, and then the next week following, it was back up to 3,000 for that week with less listings, same items, new store. Nothing changed. It blew my mind. It was 107 orders, nothing crazy, and then all of a sudden I got restricted, and they accused me of drop shipping, wanted me to send tracking numbers that were already in their system, shut my store down so that I couldn't sell. I could still buy, but I couldn't sell. And then 48 hours later, they shut my main store down. And all this, and they said, "Oh, it'll take we have a new dragnet to catch drop shippers, blah blah blah," which was BS. I mean, they could see clearly my tracking numbers were in there. I had like I don't know, what was it?
Well, and they can see where you're shipping from too.
Right. They can see the post office. They can see everything. Well, then it started happening to other people. We saw a guy in the UK. It happened to the same thing. They accused him of drop shipping. He started selling bubble mailers in the UK. Josh, his name's Josh over there. Nick promoted him on his channel. His business blew up.
Yeah.
Because Nick Hills promoted him. His sales, he sold out. Boom. Shut him down.
Yeah.
Like, so then we've seen they did it to Shazad. They shut Shazad down. 100,000 pound seller. 3 days. He sent a bottle of vitamins to Australia that he didn't know was restricted.
Yeah.
They suspended him for 3 days. 100,000 pound a month seller, 3 days. Guess what? When he called in, they didn't care. He was nobody to them. They wouldn't touch him. They wouldn't lift it or nothing. That stuff to me just isn't. So now we know like 11 or 12 people this has happened to.
So,
and it says a lot about the company itself and where it's headed right there. That's all you need to know.
I think and it also shows like it's important to diversify, which Tommy, you're working on now. I know it's probably a lot harder for us in Australia because we don't really have those other platforms, but you definitely have to consider it. I think it was a bit of an eye-opener for a lot of people that it doesn't matter if you're doing all the right things, you can still be picked up by some dragnet that potentially thinks you're doing something wrong. So I guess the result of that was you were off it for quite a while. You started doing other things like Poshmark, Mercari, all those sorts of things. You do have your eBay back now, but
I have it. Yeah, I have it. I can list now, but I'm just one of those people. Like, I have a really bad problem with, I don't know, getting yelled at or getting told no or getting put in a corner or
you're pissed off. I mean, come on.
I just pissed off so bad that I wanted to rebel. Like, I didn't pay my bill. I refused to pay my bill. I refused to ship my last 49 shipments that customers bought before Christmas so that eBay would get punished too. Like, I did a lot of things that I shouldn't have done as a seller. I went in the end to rebel, but would I do it again? I wouldn't change anything. I would do it again the same way. Until I told them I wasn't paying my bill, I never heard back from them. That was the only thing they were concerned about.
Oh, they saw that message?
Yeah, they saw that one.
You know what? So I was like, you know what? My bill went down. I mean, my bill went up. My bill was $2,500 for the month, but my sales were down epically. I was like, how does this date? Call them and ask them that. Call them one time and ask them to explain your bill to you. I dare any of you to do that. And
I'd like everyone to do that.
I would love anyone and record it. They have no idea how to read their bill. Neither do I. I'm like, well, I'm calling you to ask you to read my bill to me because you need a loyal team to read the bill. They hide stuff, so many fees in there, and there's so many hidden fees. People don't even know. Like, I don't know about there, but here, like every different category is a different percentage.
It is confusing, and I think if the same situation happened to me, I would have been livid because that for us. That's pretty much all we have. Like, we can try and Facebook Marketplace and stuff like that, but it's, you know what it's like. You're not going to do the same sort of numbers that you do on eBay. With Amazon,
clothing is not a great seller on the local market. You do a lot of clothing, so you would be screwed. Yeah,
I would be. Alexa's probably asked a good question that goes along with that. So she said, so what would be the next new eBay? Like, what? I guess we're all sort of aware of what's going on with Instagram, and that's probably a platform of the future if they get some sort of payment system sorted. But where do you guys see everything moving towards? Probably because America's probably, I don't know, 3 to 5 years ahead of Australia in terms of this sort of stuff. So I guess in 3 years' time, where do you expect the market to shift to?
100%. I definitely think social media is 100%. I mean, you look at the big sellers when they do haul videos, half their shit's sold before it hits. Yeah. It's not even photographed. Right. You know, I mean, that's definitely the way to go. And you don't get any iNads. So, I mean,
and I think Grailed and Depop are huge for, clothing, but the hard goods.
Yeah.
You have to buy for those categories, though. You have to buy you have to buy differently. You have to buy for the marketplaces. You can't just buy anymore based on eBay comps because that stuff might not even be sold or searced on the other platforms. And that's the whole thing. You have to refocus what you're doing. But, in America, the hard goods you would have to send to Amazon. All used hard goods are pretty much sellable on Amazon. So people are just scared to death of Amazon for what reason, I have no idea.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think I'm hoping Amazon changes here, but it's just it's not.
My GoPro Max will be here tomorrow. I will show you live on the air.
Here
tomorrow.
Well, we're looking forward to that because I know you've recorded a lot of content, but you just haven't put it
got a lot.
So, some pre-recorded from Tommy would be good. I can watch it on the bus when there's no lives, but unfortunately, there is a lot of lives.
I just don't. I mean, it's sad to me because I don't really like pre-recorded.
It's not who you are.
And it's not about me. So I feel like, why would anyone else want to watch it?
Mm-hmm.
But people, and then with all the lives, when are people going to have time to watch them? I honestly feel like in the next 5 years, pre-recordeds are going to be gone. YouTube's going to catch on to just think of how many hours it takes to edit some of these videos and things. But then people are going live halfway through you doing that, chopping,
I haven't watched a pre-recorded video in probably a week.
Me either. It's very seldom I watch a and it's nothing personal. I love the people, but there's a live going on, and you just want to be a part of it and support the people. You can't really feel that during a pre-recorded.
Well, and what we do is a little lonely, so it's really nice to have that social interaction during the workday.
Shipping and Showtime. And Michelle says we're going to need a premiere for that one, Tommy.
And we'll do that. I'll do a premiere so everybody can laugh at how bad it is. Because most people evolved from pre-recorded. Most people evolved from crappy pre-recordeds to good pre-recordeds, then into live. Mine's going backwards. We're going live first and then to crappy pre-recordeds and start all over again.
Well, we do have 72 lives, so thanks everyone for coming along. Like we said before, please head over to Tommy and Tracy, show them some love, subscribe, and share the channel around because they're looking to help everyone grow. So it's really important that we try and help them grow along the way as well. And
100%.
Everyone that can jump on board and show some support is an extra person that someone else will be able to find. Dwayne is being funny and saying the only one he watched this week was one of ours. I'm sure that's not true.
The one about six figures, Dwayne, because you wanted to see what they were doing.
Ronnie Hart left a comment which I was chuffed with, but he said, is this AUD? And I said, yes, that translates to about 22 cents American.
Well, and we want to talk about Ronnie Hart for a section. That asshole's live right now.
I know.
70 people in here.
I can't even watch.
Yeah.
Because
Let's go.
I love Ronnie and what he's doing.
Yeah, I love Ronnie too, but I know he subscribed to you, so he we talk about it a lot, so he should be here watching, not going live.
No, and that's the thing. You can't there are so many channels now. It doesn't. You literally can't avoid everyone.
Oh, I know.
And we'd never want anyone to. I would never expect anyone to put their live side for someone else's. So.
No, I just want to be there watching. That's all.
Yeah, that's my problem.
So
if you go missing for 20 minutes, we know what's happening. Thanks everyone for coming along. If anyone has any questions for Tommy and Tracy along the way, please drop them in. We are almost 50 minutes in, so that's really cool. That's gone real quick.
It's too quick.
We're probably going to run about a 2-hour one for these guys, knowing there's two of them. So please, if you have questions, drop them in. We all have plenty of questions. Something I did want to talk to you, Tracy, about is, and I know that you don't talk about it a lot, and I think there is a bit of you don't really want to talk about too much of it, but runway to reselling. So you were a model.
Shame on you, first of all. Just shame on you.
You don't talk about it, and you don't tell people that you're 47 and you're looking like you're 22. So thank you for trying to hide that from everyone. But I wanted to sort of find out how you went from where you were to where you are now, because to me that's quite a different lifestyle. And I know that there was some stuff in your life that sort of changed you and pushed you in that direction. Do you want to sort of talk a little bit about where you are now?
Yeah, I've just had a weird life. I've done many, 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 many things. And I think it has to do with I sometimes get bored easy, honestly. But yes, I was a model. I left home when I was 17, moved to New York City, and then traveled the world for a few years and did that. I wasn't successful, but it was fun. You know, it's not like I was a top name or anything like that. There's so many models out there. The competition is stiff, but it was great. And I made enough to, you know, enjoy.
But if you could have lost that 1 extra inch, what would have happened?
I would have been the Chanel it girl. Damn it.
You were born away from being the Chanel it girl. 1 inch.
Literally.
I think every man in this world wants that extra inch, and Tracy had it, and she couldn't lose it.
Like you would have to shave bone off at the point. This freaking MILFs, not MILFs. That's waifs. I'm sorry, the waif look. I got those 2 words. That's funny. The waif look was so popular. Then I was like, I can't. It's all bone. It was all bone. So it pissed me off a little. And then I had to have my kidney removed. I was very sick. And so I stopped modeling at that time. I decided that was a good cutoff point, and decided to raise my kids. And I always did things on the side when I was raising my kids, but I never knew of reselling. I wish I would have. I've owned several businesses after, you know, the kids were older, cake decorating business and a personal chef business. And then I quit that down to work for an asshole millionaire, which almost destroyed me. And I did that for 3 years, that job as a personal assistant and personal shopper. I traveled with him. And at the end of that, I was so low, and he made me feel like I was worthless at that point, because he was a true narcissist, and a narcissist with 40 million in the bank is dangerous, right?
Yeah.
And he just tried to destroy my family, tried to destroy everything in my life, because at the end of the day, he thought he could win me over with his bank account. Well, it didn't happen that way. So at that point, you're really low, and you're going, now I don't have a job. Like, now I'm jobless. I don't want to deal with people, and I will never call anybody a boss again. And on top of that, I have had some health issues that I don't really talk about, but, you know, health issues get in the way of a lot in your life. And I'm good now, but it's taken me a long time to get it where I need it. So the best thing I found was something on YouTube that talked about reselling. And I go, okay, I know brands, because I shopped on Rodeo Drive for years. I know, you know, and I was on the runway. I know designers. I know all that. So for me, this was a way for me to avoid people for a while I healed and built myself back up. Because when you're low and depressed and don't know where to go and you're scared, it's hard to go out and get a job. And I'm just so grateful to find reselling. I've only been doing it for 2 years. The first year I put full-time hours in. This past year I had more health issues, so I was part-time. I'm good now. So literally 2 days ago was my first full-time day. I'm going hard, and I'm going to grow it now.
Yeah.
But I couldn't be in a better place. I know it's hard as hell to do this business, but it's possible. And I am motivated, and you'll probably see a little less of me in the chats, because the chats get me really sidetracked, but I'll be there. I just won't be chatting as much. It's not helpful to my business to grow it. So I'll always be there and say hello. But if I don't say hello back, never take it personal, please, because I'm on a mission, because I have goals.
I think same with us. We're really starting to struggle with maintaining those relationships with all the people we want to, because of our time. So I think I know a little bit about your story just from hearing you talk to Tommy about it live, and a little bit outside of that. But I think one thing that I will say is the strength that you show and that you've shown to get out of where you were and to where you are now is incredible. So I think a lot of people don't really understand what that industry can be like, and for you to be where you are now and feeling the way you are now is it's huge. It's pretty awesome.
And it's funny because you don't really know where people are in their life. You don't know that. I don't talk about my story. You know, I also had a really rough childhood, and to come out of that alone was like really incredible. And I'm proud of myself every day. Like every day I look at it like an accomplishment that I'm here and I'm happy. Like that's my goal. I'm here and I'm happy. That's it. And I think if you just kind of make your life more simple, you can get there and do it. And reselling is where I want to stay. I hope it stays here for me and you and all, you know, but life is tricky. That's why you say something in a chat to somebody, you can really ruin somebody's day. You don't know if they're sick. You don't know if they're fighting. You don't know what their past is. You don't know anything. So I say just be nice and let people use it as a place to come together and support each other. If you don't have anything nice to say in the chat, just don't. Just don't.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. There was one question that I saw pop up from one of our faves over in the UK. He said, for Tracy, which were your favorite destinations you visited?
Greece.
I like Greece. Yeah, it was a very dirty city, but it's so beautiful if you go to the islands. And I probably had the most fun in Greece, most definitely. And the history there, the architecture.
Yeah.
I'd like Paris, but Paris wouldn't be the same now as it was in the 90s when I was there. You know, I liked Miami. I don't want to go to Miami now, you know.
But Coke and hookers, so that's why you like Miami.
What?
You like the Coke and hookers in Miami, that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I lived on the beach. Like, of course I love Miami.
I will shout out to Here's dropped in as well, so thanks to Here for coming
Z.
Good to see you, mate. And thanks for your support on the live as well. I know that, you put a lot into that, so thank you very much. Grant Fines popped in. A few more people have dropped in as well. Dee's in, David, Larry.
Larry's letting us all know he has a channel to promote. Look at him, Larry. Way to be subtle about it, Larry. Throw it right out there.
Yeah, Larry's channel.
There he is. He's been here a while.
I'm sure that BCP has been dropping your guys' channel as well. So please jump over to Tommy and Tracy, show them some love. Jump on their evening shows on Tommy's channel and the morning shows on Tracy's channel. And go there and know that what you say, and you can have some fun and be welcomed. And be
yourself, as long as you're being kind.
Well, I think honestly, the most important thing in all parts of your life is honesty. Don't lie. Like, that's where you'll get in trouble in business. That's where you get in trouble with friendships, relationships. You're a liar, you're done. Like, you're just done. It doesn't ever work out. So trolls too. As long as you come on your channel and be honest. I never said I was a big time seller. I'm very honest with what I do, and Tommy's very honest. And I don't do the lies. That's it. Period.
Yeah, I think that's a good motto to be.
Let's all live by that.
Drew's saying Grimes the auction buyer in Texas.
I think the reason Tracy said that is because we see it so much. People, if it's on you, it's like the new Facebook. If it's on Facebook, it's got to be true.
Right.
If it's on YouTube, it's got to be true now, right? That's the thing. And we've had private talks and things, and we try not to really just throw it out there. But there's a lot of phonies on YouTube, and that's why I think she was saying it, because people do catch on after a while. The smart ones, there's some people that want to keep buying into the smoke screens.
Yeah.
So, but we've seen so many people come and go that in our short time, because they're trying to sell stuff, or that's the first thing, because your viewers, you're going to get paid AdSense once you get monetized. Your viewers are already paying you with their time watching you. They don't, or in some super chat, which they don't need to do. They don't need to buy shit from you. They don't need to sell them a course that they can get for free. They can get all the, that's where people start pulling away, and it causes a divide in the community, because some want to do that little piece to make it better for themselves, but the majority just are there out of the kindness of their heart to share, and they get paid by monetization.
I think there's a couple that pull up really well.
Are tiny, and like I was not a big seller this year, but I don't have to lie and pretend like I was. It's still no. That's
what you're doing.
Yeah.
I think like what Tommy's saying is true. Like, a lot of people go down certain paths. There are a couple that do it really well. Like, obviously Rally Roots do it really well.
Rally Roots, that's different.
But you know that they're providing good value, and they're doing it for a reason. So
there's always the
exception to the rule. Come on, Tommy, for $39.99, I can show you how you make it.
We talked about your numbers before, Dwayne. I think I'll pass.
Now, we did touch on Tracy, and I'm not going to let you get off scot-free either.
Wait,
Tommy.
Did you just say you touched me?
Yeah.
You had.
Touched on Tracy.
Okay.
Is that different?
That we'll get to that later.
It was special things.
So, Tommy, I know that you've talked a little bit about, your ADD. Is that?
Yeah, I have ADD, not to be confused with ADHD, because I have the lazy one. I don't have the hyper one. I wish I did, and I would be a beast on this shit. I would be.
And you obviously have, a young daughter and another daughter as well.
Yeah.
So how do you sort of, obviously your late night show is after you've done all your prep stuff, and how do you balance everything? Because I know that you talked about, taking Adderall before, which sort of helps you focus on what you need to do. But how do you balance that, being a parent, your lives, keeping up with everyone?
I don't, honestly. Like, I mean, I can't pretend that I do it the right way. But you don't really see me during the day on any lives. Like if you pay attention, like you'll see me in chats, but you'll never see me popping on shows.
Yeah.
Like you won't see me show horn like all day.
One day, just once.
I mean, it has to be a rare occasion, like something that I don't have something going on, but I have to crunch everything in life into those morning hours and afternoon hours until, like, my oldest daughter, like I don't have her every day. So sometimes I don't have to worry about that. Some days I do, but up until like 7:30 at night is generally when I'm doing something else. I know I'm in YouTube chats, but not on panels or hopping on shows. And people say it all the time, like hop on. I just can't, because there's something going on. Like with one of the girls, the wife does exist. And
I saw her in a chat the other day.
I know. I didn't even know she was watching. I was like, huh? So I didn't know she's been watching. Like, she hasn't ever told me, and she's a secret admirer of the show. So, but it's kind of weird to me because, I mean, she knew about it, but I told her she shouldn't watch because she's the most jealous person in the world, and she knows how I am and shit that I say, and I figured it would cause problems, but it hasn't. Like, she's totally just been fine. So I'm kind of happy with it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I did get that hot feeling. Like, I called the principal's office when I saw her name in the chat. Like,
I did see you straighten up a little bit.
Did you see?
I know. It was really
that feeling. You know when you're
hi guys. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, open up your eBay book 101, please.
no naughty stuff is here. I will give a quick shout out to Rob, Aussie VHS Thrifter.
Yeah, congratulations,
man. I hope you had a great day. I heard Kelly hit the sack pretty early, so he was actually in some chats after the wedding. So
nice.
I heard he roofied her.
Oh well, I can't comment personally.
Say that out loud, okay?
But yeah, congratulations, man. That's awesome.
He's the next one, man. Like, he's the next one. Like him and Mel, and there's several that we have in our. But if you don't have 20,000 subscribers, there's something wrong, because he is the funniest fucker that's ever stepped foot on.
Be able to take it to a different level than I think any of the rest of anybody can. Honestly, I think a true brand right there.
Yeah, he's going to be a brand. He doesn't he doesn't have to tie reselling, like try and keep that. He can be his own thing. That's the most epic part about him. And when you told us about him and turned us on to him, it's like,
brilliant.
Oh my God, what did he have? Like 105 subscribers when?
And he was going to quit.
And he was going to quit. He literally was going to quit.
Everybody here, please sub to the Aussie VHS Thrifter. You're doing yourself a favor.
Yeah, funny man, true Aussie, and he doesn't shirk his.
If you don't like an F word, then don't. But who doesn't?
I just want to point out what a typical Tommy and Tracy moment that is.
This guy's come in, go sub to him. But yeah, what Rob's bringing is awesome, and I'm really looking forward to the future with him. And I'm just so lucky that we found him when we did. It just happened at the perfect time, and I'm so glad that we did, because he's just like brought so much fun and
and his editing again is just sick. Like, his sick, man, it just grosses me out, because and that's what makes me not want to do pre-recorded, because I don't have that type of attention span to even do it.
Thanks for sneaking into the bathroom to say hi, Tim.
Wow,
Tim. Thanks for coming along. Appreciate it.
Another one we just stumbled across. Been here for years. The knowledge is insane. It's like, good Lord.
I will say, thanks for everything that Tim did for the live as well. He wasn't able to come on, but he literally shared that thing like 40 times. So every little
We see
bit that
you.
came together with that was incredible. So thanks for everyone for the participation in that.
80
We can't
watching.
do
80
enough.
watching. All right.
Oh, that's awesome.
Guys,
You
please.
guys
What's the
drank-
highest you've ever had on your? Well, not the auction because that was different.
Yeah, probably 80. Yeah.
Is it? You think?
Probably.
I don't know. I don't because I don't. It's just fun to watch. Like
Yeah.
because you guys used to have like 15 and 20 back when we first
Yep.
started all this, but we did too. I mean, so it was just fun to watch. It's,
10 of them were probably like our family too. So.
Yeah, our mums are
Hi,
in mum.
Carolyn.
Yeah, but yeah, it is awesome to see everyone sort of pulled together, and I think I can honestly say that I think for me and probably a lot of other people, you guys were the catalyst for that. So I think you guys should probably. I know that you kind of understand it a little bit, but I don't think you take enough credit for it. And even while we're trying to talk about you're trying to get everyone else to sub to everyone else. You keep doing it.
Sub to me, people. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I don't like promoting myself. I don't know. I feel like if you don't, people that stand up there and promote themselves, I don't watch. I just tune it off.
Well,
and it's like if people,
so it's not you promoting you.
Wow.
I like humble people. Generally, like that's what I really do like. Like even in a chat, if someone's in there going, "I'm doing this," I'm already turned off. Like, and not that I don't like you, but I'm already like,
everyone sees it. Like, so when you're in a chat and you just watch people, and you have that one person or those 5 people that come in, they start just touting their sales, like in a chat.
Except for Shazad, he's allowed.
Yeah, Shazad's the only one that's allowed.
Yeah.
Because it's been verified and eBay suspended him. So, or I found this, I found that. But the chat is the people that are talking are totally talking about something off the wall, not even remotely related to. They didn't ask you, what are your sales, guys? Like, what are your sales? Everyone put in your sales. That's fine. That's one thing. But when people just come into and it's the same people all the time. Those are the people that I'll never watch. It's just, I'll never watch those people. Or I found this today. I found that today. Well, great. Put it on a video and talk about it.
Or I don't know. It's just odd.
Is
it's just
coming in for the deal? You haven't made it until you get.
There you go.
In that case, I don't want to make it.
No, don't because you guys don't have anywhere to run to, and that's the thing.
I'll be setting up a stool out front of my house, starring Aaron Williams, and
you guys would be better off moving to America at that point.
Yeah, we would.
Well, I think that would be on the cards. But yeah, it's awesome to see everyone here. So thanks for coming along. We do have some more questions. But if anyone has some more questions along the way, please drop them in.
Drop yours in as well.
I didn't want to write too many questions down because I wanted it to be more natural. And
he didn't put his suit on.
I didn't put my suit on.
It's not an interview.
No. So I know Tracy doesn't like interviews, so I had to calm it down a little bit and just chat really.
I don't know. I'm sorry. It's just who I am.
There's no problem with that. It's fine.
Uniquely you.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess in terms of your vision for the future now, you've sort of built this really good base of people and, you're growing every day. But what does the future look like for you guys? So I guess we'll start with Tracy and go from there.
I wish I looked that way more often. Sometimes I look back too much, but I want to look forward. So for me, my future, I have very simple goals this year. It's to get the right people in my life and to get rid of the wrong people. And sorry if that's you.
Yeah.
I want my business to get back on track because it's not there right now. And that's my main goal, is to be able to resell for a full-time business. And my goal is to be traveling in an RV and maybe have a small warehouse with an apartment in it. That's my goal. That's what I've wanted to do for a long time. And I think I can get there one day. I really do. But if I don't, that's fine. That just means my goals changed, right? I don't have number goals. I don't have any of that. I have goals on leading a simpler life. I don't like things. I collect nothing. I know a lot of resellers collect a lot. I don't, and I don't want to. I hope I never do.
Yeah.
I just want that basic, simple living.
I hear you.
Yeah, I think that's it.
And I want a dog. I need another dog. But I have to wait.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah. Dang it, Tracy! I said I was sorry. Yeah, I think that's it's cool to have different goals, not just like financial and stuff like that. It's good to have like, you know, what you actually want to be doing, not just a figure.
That's a terrible business answer though. Like most business owners have very direct financial goals. I wish I did, but I don't want to be that person.
Yeah, but quality of life is so much more important. Like, you know, you've had jobs where you got paid a shit ton of money. You weren't happy.
No.
Money, you know, people think it can, but it doesn't buy happiness. I don't think anyway. I made a lot of money in my job and had great benefits, and I couldn't wait to get out of there. It was just
And I think that's another good little segue. So Tommy, you were working for USPS. That's right.
No, UPS.
UPS.
Yeah, the brown trucks. Yeah.
UPS. So you're working for UPS, and you went on a close up of
big
Tracy.
screen. You missed it. Big screen.
Sorry. This is the UPS. Okay.
Yeah.
If Cliff was in the chat, he would have been writing boobs.
If Rod was on here, he'd been looking in the screen.
I don't want to do that.
No, I think we shot up to about 85 just then. So
I was hoping we didn't lose any.
So Tommy, you took like a bit of sabbatical to see if it was going to work for you. Now you have pulled away completely from that job, right?
Yeah, I was there for 24 years. I started right out of high school. And, you know, they're there's only like 10% of the companies in the world that offer every benefit, which is they have 401k, stock options, a pension, and health care, all paid by the company. And other than your 401k, which you put into, of course, but they pay people to manage it and everything. So you just get an app and you just move money around or whatever, but that's your money. And so, and also, you know, it can be easily a 6-figure job in the United States without even a college or high school diploma. It's an idiot's job. You know, you're just driving a truck all day. Brown truck, brown box, brown uniform. I mean, that's all it is. And anyone can do it. So, but there's a million people trying to do it. So they treat you that way. They know that there's a million people that want your job. So they just try to run you to death. And I just got to the point where I couldn't handle it anymore. Like, I was tired of missing everything. You know, you miss everything. You're going for 12 to 14 hours a day by the time you are traveling to and from work, and your lunch and everything else, because you have to take an hour lunch, or if not, you don't take it. You can not take it and come home, but they still take it out of your pay regardless.
Yeah.
So, and that's always on overtime. So you get overtime every single day.
Yeah.
And it's just not a great company to work for. They have a very good face in the world. They're one of the biggest companies in the world, but I did the right thing.
And now you get to spend time with your family and
I missed everything. I mean, everything. Christmas plays, you know, you can't take any days off during Christmas. If you have the flu and a doctor's note, you're still coming to work. I mean, there's just all hands on deck during peak season from Black Friday to January, like 14th. Like they just got over it. Like I saw last week, the guy coming to my house, he still had his Christmas helper with him. So they're still working those hours because Christmas don't stop at Christmas. People are now spending their gift cards in return and all that. So that's like a second Christmas season. So, you know, it's just, you miss everything, literally. They don't care. Like, they could care less about your daughter's Christmas play. They, you know, for third grade that she's never going to have again. That doesn't matter. That's irrelevant. And so it's just, not many companies are that way.
Yeah. It's interesting. Like, I know that you've talked a little bit about it on your channel, but to put it into that sort of context where, you know, you had essentially everything you needed, but you didn't have what you wanted. You didn't have the family time. You didn't have the time to spend with your daughters and your wife. And
the wife saying, you're never home, you're never home, you're never home. And now she's saying you're always home, but you don't do anything. So it's just different.
So yeah, I think that's most people's why they get into reselling, is so that they can run their own hours. They don't have to report to anybody, and you know, you're responsible for your own actions, I suppose, in the reselling game. If you're putting in the hours and you're putting in the work, you sort of know what you're doing, you're gonna do okay. It's just how much time you put in, how much time you're willing to put towards the cause, I suppose.
Yeah. And can you predict the platform and what they're doing?
Oh yeah, well that's
no, and that's the thing. My building was just split in half, where they took half of the building and shifted it to another building an hour away. So if you wanted to keep your route, you have an hour drive to that building.
Oh wow!
And guess what? If they start at the top, everything is seniority based because it's a union job. So if not enough people want to go to that building, they force the bottom newest people to go. So people brand new making half of the money, they have no say in anything. They're getting forced now to travel an hour, up there, and that's on your own time. It's not, it's not like it's crazy.
Yeah,
that's nuts.
Yeah, and I guess a big struggle for you was when your eBay store did get shut down.
It was like a week after I quit.
Yeah, the day after you quit.
And it was during Q4, dude. Like, I'm like, seriously?
I hate to laugh, but that's all you can do.
That's all you can do is like laugh because it's not a cry. It was like, so I showed you, I'm sure I showed you like what happened when I made the switch to the new store and how everything just went nuts. And then a week later to be shut off for the rest of Q4, basically. It was like the week before Christmas. They said they released it or something. I can't remember at this point now. But and I was like, F you, I don't want to list shit on your platform at this point. I don't want anything to do with it. And I was just befuddled because it was it was an emotional roller coaster. Like I handled it a lot better on the air than I did off the air. Let's put it that way. Like I was in a fetal position a lot at home.
I could see it in your face, but I knew that you were trying to like keep that level, but I could just tell that behind that was just a whole bunch of like anger and just like, what the hell have they done? Like, so I think you kept
just think about it. I mean, you just quit a job you had your whole life. Yeah. I've never experienced anything else really. And I had tested this for 6 months previously. Like I took FMLA twice. I tested it the year before too. And I wanted to make sure I could do it again because a year over year, eBay's a different company. Yeah. So I was like, all right, I got to do it again. And so then literally, was it a week or 2 weeks after I quit, one or the other, that's when I got suspended, restricted, whatever they want to call it.
Yeah.
And
I think without the YouTube community, though, I don't think you would have. I know you say behind the scenes it hit you harder than we all saw, but I think without YouTube, I don't think you
would have been stuck in your head. Like you wouldn't have had the outlet to.
Can you imagine me not being able to rant for like 2 days straight, 4 hours at a pop?
You just been like pacing up and down that little.
I would have been outside kicking babies down the street. It's just been like ridiculous.
I will give a shout out. Bolly Buddies has dropped in as well, so thanks for coming along. And Profit Monster. There's more people just dropping in. Sam Second Life Sells, so it's cool to see everyone coming along, showing support. With these guys. Sorry.
Hit the thumbs up.
Yeah. Chris is still in, so he's
he's one of our newer finds too. We got to get him going.
I love Chris. We do want to offer a lot of the people that were a part of the live a little spot so we can sort of help promote them a little bit.
Yeah. Fee of $9.99. No, I'm just kidding. He gave us a half off discount to come on here.
Yeah, I'll expect that. Check them out. Thanks.
Okay.
I think it was really hard for us to work out how we were going to try and show our thanks for everyone. And you guys, even before the live, have just been incredible. So we will try and get as many people on as we can to, talk a little bit about themselves and hopefully share a bit about what they're doing, and hopefully we can get one or two subs to go in their direction.
Have a chance to say hello because we were like, what's your product? Great, thanks, bye.
In and out real quick. We didn't really feel like we did enough to say thank you to people. And it was really hard with the schedule, but we do want to,
Yeah. But I think people knew that you had to keep it going. I didn't sense anybody that would. Sometimes you have trouble getting rid of people on the air, but they were good. Even with ads, like the same thing. They were so good. It was amazing. People really I think they actually understood that. You didn't have to spoon feed it.
Yeah. We didn't have anyone that I feel like was like, concerned about leaving real quick, but
No.
I think it's just about us trying to give back to the people that supported it so well. And not that like we're still tiny, but you know, if we can
get the chance to really
if we
show our
can
gratitude,
get someone and an extra Australian viewer, then great.
Hey.
that Rally Roots, he started it off with Epic Fire, didn't he? That was like me and Ronnie Hart were talking, because Ronnie and I are pretty good friends, and
yeah,
Ronnie was like, I didn't know people were gonna bring heat like this, you know.
Yeah.
But then, you know, but again, you don't know.
Ronnie brought heat too.
But he did, yeah. But in his eyes, it's not. And the same with me. It's like, it's not to me. But people in the chat want, you can see they'll pay more because even it's the person, like Ronnie Hart, like Zahir admires Ronnie Hart, you know, or Rally Roots. Like that sure would have went for $50 if Ryan Roots didn't put it on, you know. It's like $300 now.
And the cause, of course.
The cause, of course, you know. But it's like, you can tell people just will step up for various reasons, and it was epic. It was so good. And then them guys started off with the fire. I was like shaking. I was like, oh God, how are you gonna follow this? Like,
you put on your polar bear jumper, so
yes, people were just honored to be a part of it. Honestly, I think.
Yeah, we are going to do a probably, I think, Tuesday a wrap up just to give everyone the totals and say a bit of a thank you to everyone. Because we want to make sure that everyone understands how thankful we are for what people do.
Blown away we are.
But yeah, that'll probably be Tuesday night, so we'll probably talk about that a bit then as well. I think
translate that in English for us? What does that mean in English?
Rob has super chatted us $2.99. He probably needs that to pay for his wedding. So thank you so much for your super chat. So Adelaide Crows are my football team. Did pretty rubbish last year. Not quite as rubbish as his team Fremantle, but we've got a $50 bet on it for the end of the year. So I guess he's just starting to pay off his $50 bet. Is probably what happened. So thanks, Rob. Do appreciate it. Definitely not necessary, but yeah, we do thank you for contributing. So I guess if anyone has any further questions for Tommy and Tracy, please drop them in.
Here's your chance.
Ask them whatever you feel like, and we'll see if they're interested in.
You can ask anything. They might not.
Yeah, we don't care. So what about you guys? Other than buying the RM Williams plant out, what are your goals for this new year?
Well, I think we'll probably tack that onto the end of Tuesdays. I don't want to talk about us when this is about you.
Are you going to be part of the design team of the factory that you bought from RM Williams? Manufacturer.
Look, if that was part of the deal, I definitely didn't see it. So contact me and let me know.
That was crazy, man. That haul was just unbelievable. You don't even see big people in the States, you know, buying stuff like that are just monsters. You know, but
YouTube. They're not on YouTube talking about it because they make more money and they don't have time for this shit.
That's it. We just don't see them.
Yeah,
you guys fit in.
Everyone making money.
You're spending it, right? They're making it.
Yeah. Go ahead.
What's Andrew? I have many questions, but I'll be well behaved.
Wow, that's unusual for Andrew. So give him a thumbs up for that. He's been trying to like trip himself over. I reckon he's fallen over a few times on his channel lately again. So
yeah, I can't figure out if it's the drinking or the equilibrium. I'm not really sure. Maybe both.
Combination.
There surely isn't much air at that height, so probably stop it. So I guess one question I did want to ask you guys about, and you kind of touched on it a little bit before, was the difference between US, Australia, and UK. So I know that you guys have attracted some attention. Let's just put it that way. Someone decided to put a 21-minute video out about Tommy here, just to give him a little promotion.
Tracy was involved in that. It wasn't just me.
Hold on. Well, let me roll my eyes about this shit.
Yeah. Well, I feel like, it was interesting. Anyway, I think, what do you guys see living in the US? You've seen people come and go. It's a lot bigger over there. It's a bigger community. What do you see the main differences between where the US is at the moment and where Australia and the UK are in terms of their growth? Do you think there is a major difference? Do you think it's
in the YouTube space?
Well, yeah, and reselling, I suppose. YouTube. Let's start with YouTube.
I think you've got a great market for resale as far as thrifting and yard sales and all of that there, because I think you're not oversaturated. I think a lot of places in the U.S. are just like that, but where I am in Austin, Texas, we're saturated with sellers, so I have to work a little harder, I think, honestly.
Yeah.
I used to, a year ago, I could walk in and have a cart full. I can't do that anymore.
But now to the question, YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube? Well, he said either. Okay, YouTube. I think you guys have so much room for growth that you're going to pave the way however you want to, because you guys are going to be part of the leading pack.
And Tommy, what do you do? A bit of on both, I suppose.
Let me see how I can put this without getting another video made tonight. I think, like I've told you guys numerous times, I think everyone has problems. Everyone has drama. You guys just have UK and Australia. I consider you all one. Like, I don't separate it, even though that's probably grounds for war or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
we're pretty friendly with the UK.
But, yeah, I mean, I think that you guys are, for the most part, I mean, we have great friends in the U.S. as well. As you've seen, you've met a lot of people, and I consider Canada like the U.S. I don't consider them like some third world country like they are. But they're all amazing people up there that we have. But there's a whole underlying ring of jealousy in the U.S. where they don't support each other. They just constantly look at each other. And why are they succeeding? Why am I not? Why are they, instead of worrying about themselves? And that's what I've always said to you guys. Like, that's what drew me to this idea of it's not really just about me, because then I could very well end up like that if I'm not succeeding, right? I could just end up like asking, why is this person got 100,000 subscribers, killing it on YouTube when I don't, even though their eBay is shit and mine's good, or whatever reason, make up all these stories. So I don't like people like that. I just can't stand it. It drives me crazy. So whenever I find people that are, come into our chats or other people's chats and they're disrespectful to someone that I like or Tracy likes or whatever, then we just block them like immediately. No questions asked. Like, I don't even care who they are. Some of them are big names that people think are something that they're not.
And keep moving.
Yeah. So, and it happened with the same people in multiple chats. They kept talking about some people that were very dear to my heart.
They were digging deep and looking hard to mess with you.
Yeah, and they were like, so they would literally follow us to Rod's chat. All three of them came to Rod's chat when there were 7 people in there. Mm-hmm. Chris Thrift Beast chat, he saw it live. He saw it happen to him when there was like 8 people in there or 7 people. He saw all these people, and they're people that have nothing. They should be working on their business or their YouTube channels and not following us to try and troll us because we block them for talking crap on creators that we support. And we didn't make it public. We didn't talk about it like I do everything else. I blast everything, that. Never said a word about it, never even mentioned it. And all of a sudden they just start, put out videos, 21-minute videos talking about how we're holding their YouTube channels back. We're controlling all of YouTube. We have 1,000 fucking subscribers.
You're very powerful.
Like, literally, we have 1,000 subscribers. Some of them have 4,000, 5,000, whatever. One of them has like 30,000 subscribers. And if I'm holding them back with my 1,000 subs, you got more issues than I can help. And to this day, they still go everywhere we go, thumbs down, follow us, troll us, find my accounts every day. They're so mentally like retarded, like they're just literally mentally impaired.
And then they go to your eBay stores and your Poshmark and they mess with you there. Like, it's a real issue. Some people are sick in this world. Like you don't mess with them.
Problem.
Yeah. I mean, and the problem is like some of them literally have sent messages to other friends of mine, like messages admitting that they're mentally ill and they can't help it. It's out there. But instead of doing that and fixing it,
or getting help. Yeah.
Yeah. And they still to this day come in all people's chats, and I can't see them, thankfully, because and I hear their names and stuff, and I just laugh because people think that they're actually good people, but I still don't go out of my way to talk crap on them, or anything. And if you give them any attention, it's not worth it. Because like that 21-minute video talking crap on me and Tracy and how bad of people we are and how we're holding their channels down. They're 4,000, 30,000 subscriber channels down with our 1,000. Somehow we're bad bitches.
We're pretty good. I mean, if we can do that, that's impressive.
We got a shit ton of views and subs out of that, actually. Like, they actually I think they actually lost out on that and sent us more people and lost more subscribers.
But when you do that, you know, people see through it. Yeah. I will give a quick shout out to Krillin. Bobby.
Well, one of them's Krillin's best friend, believe it or not. Like, actually funny.
Hook us up with $2, so thanks for your support. I do like a good story out of Bobby. So.
Just gotta make sure you have a lot of time to listen.
He's a good man, and same with Chris. I like listening to what they have to say. The way that they tell stories is really cool.
But then it's like, so again, back to that real short.
Yeah,
we just don't want that headspace, that wasted headspace. There's no every minute we're wasting on someone else's right. Like now they're accusing us now of buying views for their channels to hold them down. Spend money on someone's channel. I get messages from other people that watch, you know, because I don't care if people watch other people. It don't matter to me. But they'll like send me stuff laughing. Like, these people now accuse me of buying views for their channels to hold them back. I'm like, what?
Very creative.
You know how poor I am? Do you know how poor Tommy is right now?
Yeah, like I made like $8 yesterday. I mean, come on, it's like I'm not buying views. Oh, it's crazy.
I think you just touched on then is Tracy having a bit of crack at you saying you're poor, but how are you sort of building yourself back up to sustain what you need to survive? Because obviously eBay was a big hit for you.
Right.
What are you doing to sort of make ends meet, I guess is...
Well, fortunately, I mean, it could have been there's been times in my life where I didn't have like a lot of, you know, banked money saved, you know, like everyone I'm sure goes through that. But fortunately at this point, I had banked like almost a year's bills, like just in case, you know, and so I didn't want to touch it. I didn't want to touch it, but I had to. Yeah. So what I did in the end, honestly, like to be brutally honest, I started just putting listings up on Facebook, Mercari, Posh, a little bit of Grailed, a little bit of Depop. Didn't do really much there, and but then I just kind of let it sit. I haven't really done much. I kind of just, and after all that, I put all them up for a few weeks. I was on like a rampage, you know. Then I just took a month off and was like, I don't want to do anything for a month. I just don't want to do anything. I just want to chill, and I want to get my head back together, and I just want to get a plan, which I do have. The plan is just eBay's never going to hurt me again. That's the plan. Yeah. Everything will be, I won't get caught with my pants down with eBay again, like a lot of people we've seen happen recently.
Yeah. No,
so
I think that's
going
smart.
back to the girlfriend that cheated on you. You have to go back, but you can't fully trust it.
Yeah, like I can't. Yeah, like I'll always be looking at the text messages. You know, I like always, but I just don't trust it, and I know people don't want to believe that or buy into that, but we only know like we have 1,000, you know, or 1,500 subscribers each of us, and for all of us to know like 15 people or whatever, however many it is, that have been suspended or restricted in the last month.
Right.
That's a hell of a
chunk.
A chunk. Like, yeah, like I just can't. It blows my mind.
Too many to be.
Well, we're so lucky that we have other options here. You don't have the options that we have. So I don't.
Well, you just have to create them here. You just have to find your ways, and you can't rely on we don't have Mercari or Poshmark, but you know, you just have to find ways to do it. So we're gonna definitely move into some new markets this year to try and make sure that we're secure in what we're doing, because I've seen it happen to someone that's reasonably close to me. So why would I continue to be blinded? And yeah.
Well, you have like the one guy that reached out to me. He never responded to me, and hopefully we can talk someday about that, because I don't know what the items were that he got. They were accusing him of counterfeiting items, like you know. And I don't know the whole story, so I don't want to get into it. But I know he's from Australia, and I know that I saw his post and he was doing well. So that it always just seems like right when people start doing well, they get blasted. And it's like, you know, but Grailed and Depop are worldwide. You can use those. They're worldwide. Anyone with PayPal can buy and sell on there. So Cliff just sent you 4 cents. Wow.
Yeah. Thank you, Cliff. A toonie for a friend, Canadian $2 coin. Well, thank you. That's probably still worth about 600 Australian dollars. So
no, that's the only currency worth less than yours, right?
Thanks, Cliff.
Used to that.
Really appreciate it. Thanks for.
And that was the thing with your auction. People weren't realizing, like, when they were talking Australian dollars, like in the UK, that's like nothing. Like,
oh yeah, we're like half of the UK. Yeah.
That's like 60% difference or something, isn't it? Something ridiculous.
Yeah, so their £1 is worth like $2 of our dollars, pretty much.
Almost, yeah. Because I saw like Georgina's, like she spent like 320 on that sweater, and I was like, oh my god. Then it came only like to 160 pounds. I'm like, damn, that's they got it made.
$2 coin equals 2 Canadian cents.
26 cents.
Does it really?
It's what
I think he's having a bit of a joke there.
That means it's about 6 cents for you guys. Bolo Buddies asked, why did I get suspended? They accused me of drop shipping.
He was doing too well.
yeah, you watch. It's interesting.
But that's exactly, I mean, and I that sounds so narcissistic to say that and conceited, but that's literally what they told me. I mean, that's not an exaggeration. They said for a new store, you're having too many sales.
Okay,
Like,
I can understand that thought process, but to suspend you and not just look and go, well, they're all being shipped from down the street from his house. Like,
right,
well,
the same post office. There's like the same post office. They had feedback. It was a brand new store. All the tracking numbers were there, other than like the most
and
recent.
you're linked to another store that's been selling well already.
And I was linked to my old store, and I was just like, what? Like, I was screaming. I was so like, I didn't help myself when it happened. Like, no, by no means. You're supposed to kill them with kindness. I was irate. I was out of control. Like, I mean, when something like that happens to you and it's late at night, because it was like 9:30, 10:30 at night. So eBay's already they hit the button and went home for the night. Now got to call the Philippines or somewhere or whatever the call center was. So now I'm calling someone who doesn't even understand my language barely, and they don't understand eBay because they're not trained. They have flip cards in front of them, and I can't get through to anyone. I just became escalated. Like, it was so bad, so bad.
Tracy, did that kind of push you towards other platforms as well, knowing that Tommy had that happen to him?
No,
I know you already did stuff.
It's pushed me into thinking. Well, I started Mercari, but I was going to do that anyway, and that was due to my friend that was doing pretty well on Mercari. She had taught me about that, but it taught me to think about it. Like, I still want to do Grailed, and I don't know about Depop. I really don't. I don't know anything. But yeah, I mean, it makes you think, right? Don't you think?
I mean, because Tracy and I talk a lot more than like just on the air. We share everything, like all of our store numbers, and like, we worked on her store a lot, and I showed so she could see mine exactly what I literally would show her everything that I did. And so even though you'll have, trolls like saying that this and this and this about us and what's going on, she saw everything. She knows what I was doing, and it's just like,
you've shown it on your channel. I mean, you can't hide those numbers when you're showing it live. Okay, you can edit that. I mean, it's so clear.
Yeah, and it was frustrating. So, and without that, it would have been real. Without the outlet, like you said earlier, it would have been very frustrating. And I don't know. I just don't. I don't want to crap on eBay because I know they're like the little engine they want to succeed, but they're running out of gas, and I hope everyone does well, but I'm just scared of it. And in the future, I see where it's going, and I don't foresee it getting better, honestly, any better.
And hopefully it does. Don't take this as like this. I hope we all want to stay positive. This is we're just stating how
we're good cop, bad cop. We're just taking you up and down. But it sucks because I always feel bad talking crap on eBay because you guys have nothing else, and it's like, really, you really don't, and it sucks. But on the other hand,
eBay's on fire there.
eBay does much better because there's no competition, right? Like, I think
eBay's dead. I mean,
and I'm not talking crap on anyone, but like, the clothing and stuff that you guys turn over and Mel turns over, you couldn't do that in the States. It's not possible.
Never.
You'd have to sell those the clothes that she has for like $2 in order to sell it.
Yeah, but I think it's different markets. So we don't get like rare Tommy Hilfiger or rare Polo or anything like that here. So the Australian market is so different. It's a completely different space.
Well, that's what I mean, and that's a good thing, though. I think it's a good thing for you guys.
It's good in a way, but we don't find those grail pieces that.
I don't find grail pieces.
No. And also we don't have like Ross and Marshalls and
you don't have the RA. I don't think that's the only thing, at least that you know of. It could be there, but people.
There's a TJ Maxx in Brisbane, I think.
I've seen like Georgina started going now. I've seen her posting like red tags and yellow tags and stuff from her TK Maxx. So it does happen, and it's wild. So
I'm hoping Mercari grows here. I think Mercari has good potential. They have it's kind of a weird platform, but if they get it right, that'd be great.
Mercari shows hope. They actually are trying. I think. I don't know about Depop's or not Depop, but I don't know about Poshmark. I think Poshmark and eBay are on the same boat right now. They're kind of they're weird. But and I think also with the Australians and your UK might not. Your Amazon might not be good there, but you can ship to other Amazons and sell. You can sell an Amazon US, Amazon UK. There's market. It's just a matter of getting a pallet drop ship there or sending it there. And I would definitely be looking into that if I were you guys and everyone else, just for the future, not anything else.
I've looked at the US market. It's just shipping is a problem. Getting stuff to America.
Unless you buy in America and have it dropped in America.
Now, if you guys got Poshmark there, you would kill it. I know you would. Because, Poshmark, you can sell hard goods and whatnot now, and it does okay, I think. But I'm not a big lover of Poshmark, but you guys, with what you find and keeping it, in Australia, that you guys should fight for it somehow. You should be reaching out to Poshmark every day going, please bring it to Australia.
What is going on? Hold on. I think somebody was asking something. What is she? Be interesting if Poshmark would sort of try my car. Bowler Buddy, what can he use his old account? Me? Yeah, I can get back into my accounts. I can start listing. I'm trying to punish myself right now to redo my life because I don't want to be stuck like that again. So I want to get built up on the other platforms, get my Amazon going again, which I don't know why I ever stopped doing that for some dumb reason. But you get comfortable in eBay
because eBay took all your time,
right?
eBay.
If eBay worked like it should, I would love eBay. I think it's more gratifying to me to go out, find items, list them, be able to look at your inventory like, damn, look at that, see it, get an instant cha-ching right there in front of you. The money's in your account. Amazon's not that gratifying. You go out and buy shit, you throw it in a box and send it to someone else to handle. That's not.
Does Amazon bring you better value?
Amazon is more volume. It's not. It's lower margins, high turnover because our market is just immense here. Like it sells. It's way bigger than eBay. Way bigger than eBay.
Sure there's people that can do it. I don't think I could do Amazon and eBay well at the same time. I think most people do one good and one okay at the same time. Most. I know there's others that can handle it all. But
you gotta have a really good system and a way of making it work. And we certainly don't have that down with what we're doing.
Well, and another thing people don't understand with eBay is like if you have a problem on one account, they shut them all down. It doesn't matter the reason. If you're restricted on one account for any reason, it doesn't matter what it is. It could be like mine, the drop shipping. It could be a lot of people for no paying on one account, but your other one's paid. It's gone. They're shutting them both down. So,
I saw Courtney mention something earlier, Tommy. Was it the case that you didn't know if they would actually release your accounts? Like there was the risk.
It was like 3 weeks it took them to give me the okay. All they had to do was verify 20 tracking numbers.
Yeah.
They
there was a risk that he was gone.
What's that?
Communication, right?
No, they didn't never respond to me once. They never called me. Like the only time they called me is when I called them and I said, well, guess what? Since I'm losing, my last week I made 3,000. Now it's 3 weeks later almost. So let's add that up. That's like 12 grand, right?
Yeah.
I'm not paying you. I'm not paying my bill. So why don't you sit on my bill? And I said, and also, the last 49 sales that I've had, you explain to the customer why they're not getting it. You ruined their fucking Christmas. So I'm sorry to cuss on your channel, but I was like so heated that I wanted them to bleed the way I was going to bleed.
Oh,
which didn't hurt them in any way.
Yeah.
No.
But it didn't hurt them. Trust me, it didn't hurt them in any way. But it felt good to me to release that venom because there's still 49 people that told 100 people what happened, because people don't report good things in their life. They'll cuss to 100 people about something bad, right?
Yeah.
So, and that's the way it goes.
Ronnie Hart's popped in. Thanks, Ronnie.
Hart.
Thanks for going live while we're live. Now we have
Yeah, he wanted to take our thunder away. He starts talking about eBay, and Ronnie Hart fires up a live to take him away. So he don't want his
bring his people with him. Dang it!
He's eBay lover, man. He's eBay lover, true and true.
Yeah.
Thank you for popping in, Ronnie. Appreciate it.
Tommy, I heard you say the word turnover, which is something you just discovered recently.
Well, it clicked. Like, okay, so Zahir, he's became. I think everyone can say he's probably in everyone's chat everyone's favorite in the world, right? And he's just
so much love for Zahir.
Just not about even reselling. You don't watch Zahir for reselling. You watch Zahir for Zahir, right? But the word turnover just hit me one day. And
I didn't realize that you guys don't use that word.
No, we don't. But it makes sense.
Now, every day I use it.
Because it makes sense, right? And I saw it today. Again, one off of his wording, we're not storage facilities. We just turn stuff over. We don't need to sit. We're not supposed to sit on stuff. It's turn and burn. And so that just resonated with me when I heard Zahir say that, talking about the word turnover. They call it turnover. And I was like, that's exactly what this business is. Well, you see Walmart or any conglomerate, they're not in the business for sitting on shit for a year, right?
In and out.
And that's cash flow. That's everything. So it really opened my eyes to start making sure that's what I was doing. And, and then Tracy was the worst about dropping prices and promoted listings. She wanted to, everything was a holy grail in her store. She wouldn't let it go.
No, I know. But now, like, my store is doing really good the past few days for several reasons. But I turned best offer on, and every time before I respond, I say to myself, this is turnover. And I wanted more. Every time. But I will take it because it's profit, and I want it gone, and I want to bring something else in.
Yeah. And and there's different business models.
I wouldn't do that with, but
yeah. No, I think we've switched gears a little bit as well.
Yeah.
Probably in the last 2 to 3 months, where our business model is completely different because we have a full-time job and it's a different beast. But even we're starting to take a lot more offers and clear stuff out faster so that we can start building that capital and we can start moving towards full-time on eBay, because that's what you need to do if you're a full-time seller. You need to turn stuff quicker and get that money in the door.
We need to start acting like we're full-time.
Yeah,
if we
so
want
we've sort of switched gears on it and have been approaching it more like that. And we still have a lot of old stock that we need to clear, but I think you guys are right.
And it's like, and I get yelled at by people in the chat all the time because people take their business models personally. And I'm not, I understand that. I'm not knocking people for how they do it. I'm just telling you what has worked. I've learned from other people. I didn't create this.
Well, they take it a little personal, like you're talking to them. You're not. You're just talking. You're just
and it's, and it's like people, and I always I'm harsh about like bins shopping in the U.S. because there's not a method to it. Like Zahir's showing that there's a way to do it right and only pick good stuff. But a lot of times I've done it recently. A lot of people, you'll hear it all the time. Yeah, it was only 99 cents. Yeah, it was only $1. Why not? Yeah, that's the word. If you've got to say that about anything, just throw it in the garbage. I mean, right then and there, and I've just done it recently, and it pisses me off that I did it.
We all do it.
But you shouldn't do that. Like we got to learn how to control ourselves, right? Like Bonnie Hart, perfect example. You don't ever hear him come on and say, we only paid $2, so why not? You'll never hear that in his, and you look at his ASP and you'll see why.
Like, you can't say you shouldn't do that. Just, I'm not going to do that. That's how you have to look at it. Like, you do you. If you want to do the 99 cents, do it. But we just talk out loud what we're thinking about ourselves. You have to understand that.
Right. Yeah. But, and people take it personal. Like, it's not an attack. But also you'll find they're really the same ones that are complaining day in and day out about their sales. Honestly, like, I don't ever bring it up or talk about it because I don't care. But they're the ones always complaining about their sales when you really go back and look at it. And so when you mention stuff like this, they become butthurt too about the business model thing, because now their sales are suffering and their business model's not working, and you've hit it on the head, and they can't come to terms with that. And I don't care. I mean, that's fine, but don't yell at me for it. I'm just a messenger telling you how I've learned from some amazing people like Ronnie Hard and others who are in here. Mel, like looking at Mel, the way she turns stuff over is just another way.
I personally couldn't run that kind of business, so I can't do that volume. It would hurt me personally. But I respect her for being able to do it, and it motivates me in a different way. Like, I don't have to do it like her. That motivates me though, even though I don't want to do it like that.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are sort of you're almost at the mercy of your circumstances. So I know that Mel goes out, when she goes out, she can't find a lot of like $60, $70, $80 items. So she grabs a lot of the $30, $40 items and just smashes.
You can only source what's available to you.
Right.
Yeah, so it's all different for everyone, but I think people will go through different gears, and you'll start to see trends in your store, and you'll start to understand that getting stuff out quicker is more beneficial. You get the profit in, you can start turning it over. But
you also, people don't want to change. You know, people always say, I got to take what's available to me. You don't. There's always online. You can online buy bulk. You can do wholesale. You can, Ronnie Hart travels 2 hours each direction to find suits that are $100, you know, like for example, I travel to different states to find stuff when I know is out there, like, you know, an hour and a half, 2-3 hours each direction, but I won't come home for 2 days, but I'll, you know, spend a few grand on inventory.
Yeah.
If I just sourced my area, I'd be selling Tic Tacs.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, literally, I mean, if I sourced my area, like everyone says, I can only source what's in front of me. I literally would have second-hand.
I think source what's in front of you, but how far are you going?
Yeah, I think that there is an element of that. I will say that in Australia, our places are a lot further apart. So for someone to go to a different city, you're probably looking at 3-4 hours.
I mean, we know sellers in Alice Springs, they can't. They literally would have to go online, but then they would pay so much to get.
But online auctions, RA, like Tommy's saying. So
I mean, there's so many. You have like people doing storage lockers. You have like house cleanouts. There's so many things out there, and people just get stuck in that like one thing, and it's always, you'll find they're not evolving, they're not changing. eBay is every day. We know that. You gotta do it too. You have to do it.
Well, and I think it's just fun to source differently sometimes. I go to Houston sometimes just for the weekend, just to source and fill up the back of my, you know, truck and bring it back, just because I needed a break. I needed something different, and I find different stuff there.
Oh, how much better is it walking into a shop that you haven't been in for 6 months, and you're like, you feel like you're gonna find something because you haven't been there. Like you're like, oh, there's probably gonna be something here.
Yeah, right. Or like, it's so weird for us. Like, I'll go to a store in a different state, the same store I have here, but I feel like they're gonna have different stuff. Like, it's just a different like feeling, and there's nothing better to me than that feeling of going to stores like a couple hours away. The same stores, because they do send stuff to different places. Like they cater, like TK Maxx you guys have, or TJ Maxx or whatever. They have different stuff in every store. Every store is so different. Like they cater to the area. Then they have test stores and things like that. It's crazy.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and Collectibles is asking if you've ever toyed with Alibaba. That's not really my business model. I don't want to do private label, and I don't want to wholesale through there. I think you can get kind of messed over.
Yeah, you're dealing with Chinese like on the copyright laws, which don't exist. So if you do private label through them, they literally just copy what you do and sell it on cheaper.
Yeah, I feel like all that stuff's already on eBay anyway, and Amazon. It's all there already. So you're just going to be competing and fighting for the sale, and it's just going to tank you.
Yeah.
Tank turn on.
Yeah, tank turn on. Where's our tank specialist? He's in here.
He's been in.
He was in before. I don't know if he's still hanging out.
His son has the flu, sinus infection, and like an ear infection or something today. Like he's got all three of them, and so he's got to sell them tanks now to make up for that doctor bill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Commander.
Here he is.
He's still hanging around.
Tank Commander here.
Yeah, so I guess there's been a lot that we've chatted about today, but I just want to bring it back to you guys and thank you for what you have done, not only for us, but the wider reselling community. In that, we found a great little space where we can go to find new channels that you guys have sort of pointed us in the direction of. And it's not only helped us sort of grow as a channel, but I think as people and being able to sort of understand where we fit in the whole scheme of things. So thank you for everything. So please make sure you guys have subbed to Tommy and Tracy. Head over there, leave them a comment on one of their videos, show them some love, and I'm sure you'll fall in love with them as we have. And I'm sure you'll find yourself spending a lot of time in their live chats.
We spend a lot of time in there too.
But
you guys are getting ready to go live now, right?
Yeah.
Not quite. We're heading over to Ecom at 4:30 our time.
Ecom 101 podcast.
Ecom 101. So that's in about 2 hours. So we're going to go shopping and stuff in between. But we will be heading over to there, hanging out with Robin.
Did we get the link put in the chat so people can find you over there? Or did anyone do that? I didn't look.
Yeah, I would love to see everybody. Those guys are just starting. It would be brilliant to see all 70 people in their chat. They would lose. They'd probably shit their pants right live on the air. You would see the first shit on the air ever if you guys all 70 go there. And I would love to see it.
What I'll do is I'll drop the link to the actual.
It's just another example of finding good people who just want to bring people together.
Like you guys, like we've been very open and honest about we adore you guys and many people, and it's so fun to sit back now and watch people, like everyone wants you on their show, and it's a good feeling. I love it. Like I love that feeling to just, you don't like it? She's shaking her head no. Like no.
I think everyone wants us on their show.
I love it. I just love watching it. And I love
Yeah.
It gives us something to watch because we were going live all the time because we didn't feel like there was anything we wanted to watch. Now we get to not go live as often and enjoy it from the viewer perspective.
Cara says she's definitely going over for the shit.
We actually went out with Cara yesterday and hit up some stores.
That's another thing. Like if you watch people, like if I saw like Tracy before I really knew Tracy, or you watch Cara, or you watch Mel, or or anyone that we've found, any of these ladies that we found, they're just so down to earth. Like that you see them and you're like, oh wow, she's beautiful, she's prim and proper. You think that they're like, and then she wants to go watch the shit. It's like I love it. That's the best. That's what I'm here for. That's what drives me. Seeing people like out of their shell, like not conforming to like working in a cubicle with people and they can't say what they really feel.
Yeah.
No, I think you're right. It's great that people are able to feel comfortable and be a part of it. And I think you guys have dragged a lot of people out from behind their computers and brought their real personalities out. So that's a credit to you guys. And yeah, we're definitely going to continue to try and support you guys. And I know that you guys have brought a lot of channels up and exposed them to the US market. And I don't think we would be where we are now without the support. So thank you very much. Prim and proper.
Oh, Mel, from the outside, I mean, now that I've seen you naked, no, but beforehand, I thought so. I mean, geez. But would you think that she was like, I don't know, doesn't she just come across like reserved and prim and proper, like when she's doing her videos?
Yeah, she's a good laugh. No, I love her.
Now that she has her morning show, we'll get to see a bit more.
She threw us back yesterday when she posted her picture of her going out. We're like,
yeah. Like, shouldn't you be like selling like 800 items right now and not throwing on a sheet of it?
Jazzy was going to ditch me for Mel. I think she switched sides off the bat. So we'll deal with that when it comes to it. Thanks everyone for coming along. We've had sort of 50 to 80 all the way through. So really appreciate all the support. And yeah, as I said, please jump over, support these guys. If you can get to their morning lives over on Tracy's channel, please do. And obviously the evening lives with Tommy and Tracy as well on Tommy's channel. And we hope for many more years of interaction and fun content.
Yeah.
And we hope to see you all next time. As I said, we'll probably do a Tuesday live, a bit of an update on the bushfire auction that everyone showed such great support for. And going forward, we will be trying to get more people on to share their journeys and share a bit about them that was supporting the live. So that's sort of our goal for this year, to give back to those people that showed support through that, and hopefully it's a great year for everyone.
Yeah. Well said. Well, he said.
Man, that's the most I've ever heard him talk, I think. Jeez.
Thanks heaps for coming on today, guys. We'll end the broadcast here, and I guess we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Thank you, every single person in the chat. Thank you, Tommy. Thank you, Tracy.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, guys.